The Champions League season comes to an end as Inter Milan are set to take on PSG in the final. But who has the better 11? Today we'll be deciding the best 11 between the two teams to determine who has the advantage going into the final.
What's up, everybody? I'm KFabian27, and I am going to be choosing the 11 for the two teams, okay? Now, I've looked through both lineups very thoroughly. I watched the games. I've seen Inter play across the tournament. I've seen PSG play across the tournament. If y'all haven't seen, I did a Champions League prediction already. Turns out it was pretty garbage. My prediction is down the drain already. However, that doesn't give me any less credibility here, okay? So, I have the lineups that they used for the semis, and that's going to be the lineups that I use to determine the starting 11, or those are going to be the players who I'm basing off of as their main starters. We're going to start from the goal, and we're going to build all the way up the field. So, in goal, we have to choose between Donnarumma and Jan Sommer. They've both been immense, and honestly, they would not have gotten as far in the tournament as they have without them. However, I think one of them just slightly outperformed. You know, with the pressure he was under in his game, I think he excelled. And there he is, Jan Sommer in goal. And I think that's the right choice, honestly. If you have any disagreements, leave them in the comments. But we're going to continue, okay? Now, we're going to go to the fullbacks. Here's the thing, okay? There have been two standout fullbacks across this tournament for sure, especially in the semifinals. And it's really hard to choose between them for that starting spot at right back. But I think it's just barely because of how well he performed, especially in the semis as well. I think this one's got to go to Denzel Dumfries, all right? I think Denzel Dumfries has earned his spot there at right back. I think he's been excellent. He has 6 goals and 3 assists across the tournament. He's been absolutely sublime. You can't really knock him. I don't think anyone's challenging that one. Now at left back, we have the choice between Nuno Mendes and DeMarco, and I think they've both been absolutely fantastic and at the top of their game. However, I think Hakimi deserves a spot in this team. I really do. So I'm gonna stick Hakimi out at left back. I just think that's fair. Honestly, the way they've both been performing, I think both of them deserve a spot more than the other fullbacks. To be honest, I love DeMarco, great player. Don't think he gets in this time. Same with Nuno Mendes. He's been fantastic across the tournament. I think Hakimi deserves his spot, though. And then again, we're going to be saying that for basically everyone. Everyone's been excellent to make it this far. Then we're going to go on to center backs, and I think one of them has to go in. Pacho, okay? I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Pacho, not really sure. But this guy has been absolutely phenomenal. He went from a player I had no clue who he was to actually being one of the best center back in the Champions League this season. He's won possession of the ball, how many? I think 113 times, the most out of any player in the tournament. The closest player to him was Marquinhos, who had 106. He's been absolutely dominant. And you see, the Inter team is a bit different. They go with 3 center backs, so it's a bit harder to judge on an individual basis because all 3 of them do the work that they have 2 people doing. So I'm still going to have to give one of them in, and I think that's going to be Bastoni. He's been absolutely brilliant. Very mature for his age as well. He doesn't play like the age that he actually is. Very diverse lineup we've got going on here, okay? Let me just say, Donald Trump I'm sorry. You know, it's definitely given a Champions League. Europe is being shown across this line.
Are you sure about that?
Let's go into the midfield here, and this one's going to be tough as well, but I think one of them's locked in for sure. I think we have to go Vitinha. I think Vitinha has to get in this lineup. He's been sublime. Best midfielder in the tournament so far, in my opinion. Some of them are definitely up there, but I think Vitinha's been very, very good.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Now, accompanying him is going to be the hard one. There's been a lot of good performers. Kalinoglu's been great. Mkhitaryan's been great. Barella. João Neves, phenomenal. Fabian Ruiz, especially, he stepped up in that last game with the goal. Another one's locked in. I think Barella has to be locked in here. But now, this last spot is where it gets tricky. I think I'm leaning a little bit. And I'm gonna give João Neves. I hate to bring age into this. However, I think João Neves gets that spot. He's just been so good, and he plays like he's much more experienced than he really is. And the way he just dives into tackles, phenomenal. This guy, he's been great. I think he gets in there. Now, the front three, I think there's going to be very little arguing here. Dembele makes it, obviously, on that right side. And now that Dembele's in, I think the other one that's got to be locked in for sure, Lautaro Martinez, has to be in here. And for the last player in the lineup who has to add to the attacking threat, I think it's going to be Okay. All right, and I think that will complete the lineup. Summer, Bastoni, Dumfries, Barella, Lautaro. Okay, so then everyone else, so then the 6 other players are all PSG players. So it looks like PSG has a slight advantage in my opinion here. And look at the nationality differences, okay? Oh my gosh, it's diverse. We got 2 Portuguese and 2 Italians, but everyone else is from somewhere else. You feel me? Kind of nuts, but hey, that's what the Champions League is about, innit? Let me know who y'all think should have been in the lineup in your opinion. Make sure y'all leave a like and subscribe down below. And if you haven't already, check out my terrible Champions League prediction. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Adios.